Hello everyone. Today we are going to see uh, how to solve various problems in programming, which means in majority of the software recruitments today the programming problems are being given, and we have to code for it and submit it in an online environment, and they will give a score for us. So a problem statement will be given and we have to write code for it, and problem statements will be more in general way. Okay, right, neither complete mathematical nor complete general. Okay, it's a mixed one. So let us take one example program now. We will discuss tens of programs like this, okay, in this web series, YouTube series. Right, now let us see the first one, that is Minesweeper game. What is this Minesweeper game? So if you see this example input, okay, here I have input stars as mines, okay, which means whenever I click on this mine, okay, so entire this particular grid will collapse. That is actually a Minesweeper game in Windows. Okay, so we are not playing for it, but we are designing it like we will fix the stars, okay, then we have to write the numbers beside these stars. Okay, each number represents the number of mines adjacent to it. Okay, suppose if you take this cell, you will be having 2 stars, okay, here adjacent to this, so you have to put 2 here. If you take this cell, right, you will be having only 1 star here, so you have to put 1 here. If you take this cell, you will be having 1, 2, 3 stars here, so you have to put 3 like this. You have to put numbers counting the number of adjacent stars, okay, in each cell. This is the problem statement given. Okay, so for this problem you have to input m by n values. M by n values means matrices in mathematics. Okay, so to do it, we will take an array and we will input star wherever we want to mention mine, and empty cells will be represented with stars. Okay, so we are going to input m by n array, right, and stars are representing mines, minuses are representing empty cells, and this array will be a character type, right, char type, because star and minus are characters, so we will take array as char type. And whenever we want to put values like this in this array, okay, we have to have a new array. So let us take one array A, okay, to represent array A to represent input matrices or input grid, and let us take array B, or array B represents output grid. Okay, so we will declare 2 arrays A and B, and we will input it and we will output. We will get output into B. Let us do the same. Okay, so now we have a clear-cut idea about this input and output process. Now let us write the program. I am not writing the entire program. Let me start with main function, because you are pretty good in writing remaining things. So I'll just very first step to solve any problem is to declare the variables required for solving the problem. Okay, so let us see what are the required variables. So I need two arrays A and B of type character. Okay, and let me take some maximum size here. So the maximum size will be represented in problem statement itself in most of the programming contexts. Okay, let me take it as 10 by 10 for a while. Okay, here this maximum value can be taken by reading the problem statement thoroughly, because in the problem statement itself the row maximum size of the row and maximum size of the column will be specified, right? And the same size array I am taking B. Okay, and whenever we are using two-dimensional arrays like this A and B, okay, so we need indexes to represent row index and column index. That is why I am taking I to represent row index, J to represent column index. And in the problem statement, if you see it carefully, in the problem statement he is asking us to take a m by n grid. Okay, so the size is not mentioned, it is a variable size m and n. So let me take two variables m, n, right? Is there any more variables required in this? I don't have anything like this, but let me take a variable called count, so that I can count the number of mines adjacent to it, at each cell, adjacent to each cell, and I'll put it in that cell. Okay, right. Now what should I do first? I have to input m and n first. So let me write a scanf statement to input this m. How to input m? %d, and for n again %d, right, comma ampersand m and ampersand n. Is this correct? It is correct, but here we have made a mistake. Okay, we have to be little careful while we are doing it. See here, m, n count are of type integer. Okay, with the required type. In fact, I, j also. Required type is integer. Here A and B are character arrays. So you have to stop declaration of A and B here. Okay, and declare these things, okay, as integers, not as characters. I am doing this mistake by mentioning here %d. Okay, you can understand it. I am doing this mistake only because you have to get the difference between data types here. Okay, so we have to declare integer type variables. What are they? I, j, m, n and count. See, if more variables are required while we are writing the logic, then we will add them also. Okay, right. First step is to input m and n. Scanf %m, sorry, %d, %d, ampersand m, comma, ampersand n. Now you have m and n values in your hand. So next thing is you have to input first array A. So for I is equal to 0, I less than m, I plus plus, for j is equal to 0, j less than n, j plus plus. You have to write a scanf statement here. Scanf. What type of variable is this? Character. So %c. ampersand a of I j. Okay, this is the program code written for inputting grid A. Okay, let me write something here. So here we are going to input like this. How could we give input here? See, this black characters written are not a part of program. For your understanding, I am doing some rough work here. Okay, so what we supposed to input here? Here we have to input either star or minus. Okay, so for grid A, and for mn you have to input integer values. Let me give 4 for m and 4 for n. Now it is representing m and it is representing n. Okay, now 4 by 4 grid you have to enter. So first character I am entering is star. So a of 0 will be star, minus star minus, let us say minus star minus. I am entering this. Okay, so this is the input I have given. Now what I want is I want values in this. Okay, and I will put all this in variable b. Okay, right. Now let us continue writing the code. So what I want is I want the adjacent mines existing in each, adjacent mines existing for each cell. Okay, and I am going to start it from the first cell itself. So for I is equal to 0, I less than m, I plus plus, j is equal to 0, j less than n, j plus plus, right. And here if a of I j is not equals to star, if it is equals to star we have nothing to do. Okay, if it is not equal to star, then we will count the number of mines adjacent to it. Star is a character, so we have to put it in single quotation. Okay, so I am writing it for if a of ij is not equals to star, then what will I do? I will count 4 sides. See, let me check it. How many sides are there for each one? For this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 cells adjacent to this will be verified. Okay, when it is coming to this, the first one, 1, 2, 3, only 3 adjacent cells are there. When it is coming to this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this is being varied. Now let me check how to understand it. So this is 0, 0, row is 0, column is 0, 0, 1, 0, 2. We will do one thing. So this is 0th column, this is 0th row. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, right? So for this, if I took this, okay, so if row number is 0, I will not check for the above rows because there are no rows existing. And if the column number is 0, I will not check for any columns further before it. Okay, because the column itself is 0. Okay, so this has to be remembered. That's it, right? Fine. So what is the conditions you have to make here? If A of ij is not equals to star, then if A of I minus 1, I am going to see the before row, okay, and j minus 1, okay, diagonally upside, which means suppose if I take like this, the elements like this, if I take the elements like this, okay, then if I am here, let us say if I am here, so I minus 1 means the above row, j minus means the above column, so the before column means this element. I am going to verify this element, okay. If it is equals to star, okay, and I am going to verify this, okay, I minus 1 as well as j minus 1 are not zeros. I minus 1 and j minus 1 are not zeros. Sorry, I and j are not zeros. Okay, otherwise I minus 1 and j minus 1 are not less than 0. I minus 1 is less than 0, and let me erase this one. And j minus 1 is less than 0. Sorry, greater than or equals to 0, not less than 0, greater than or equals to 0. Then what will we do? We will increment the count because mine existing there, okay, count plus plus. Is there any initial value given for count? No. So first make count value as, sorry, not here, here, sorry, for each element here, count is equal to 0, right? No, not even here. I'm so sorry for this. Here we have to make count equal to 0. Right. And now the first condition is done. Like this we have to write 8 conditions. Okay. So left top is, diagonal element is completed. Now let us do it for this element when we are here. When we are here, okay, let us check for this, okay, which means we will check for I minus 1, okay, and j remains the same. So I minus 1 and j, if it is equals to star, okay, and we have to check I minus 1 is greater than or equals to 0, okay, then again increment the count plus plus, do it for this, okay. So what is that? J incremented and I decrement, 1 less than I row and 1 greater than column, existing column. So if A of I minus 1 and j plus 1 I am verifying is equals to star, and I minus 1 is greater than or equals to 0, and j should not exist n minus 1. M or n. Column size is n. So j should not exist n minus 1. So j plus 1 should be less than or equals to n minus 1. Right? Then again increment the count. If there is a star, count will be incremented. If not, okay, this will not be executed. 3 over. Now let us go for fourth one. So see, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4. So if this is here, let us say we have verified this and this. Now I have to verify this. Okay, so here row is constant, but column need to be minus 1. Okay, so if a of I row is same and j minus 1 is equals to star, then what will, and this should not be the first column. So j minus 1 must be greater than or equals to 0. Then again increment the count. So 4 over. Now the fifth one, j need to be incremented, I remains constant. So if a of I j plus 1 is equals to star, and j plus 1 should be less than or equals to n minus 1. Okay, should not be the last column. That is what we are telling. Okay, so increment count. And now, so this one is also over. Now let us do it for this and this. Let us do it for this. Okay, so column is being decremented and row is being incremented. Okay, next row before column. If next row, which means a of I plus 1 before column, which means j minus 1 is equals to star, and next row, which means I plus 1 must be less than or equals to m. Right? M is row size, not m minus 1. 0 to m minus 1 are the rows. Okay, and j minus 1 must be greater than or equals to 0. So this is the case. Increment the count plus plus. Now we have to do it for this one. Okay, so this adjacent one. So here row is being incremented, column remains the same. Column remains the same, j remains the same. So if a of I plus 1 and j is equals to star, and I plus 1 is less than or equals to m minus 1, then increment the count. If a of, what is the next one? This one. Okay, so what is that? Row is incremented and column is also incremented, right diagonal. So if a of I plus 1 j plus 1 are equals to star, and I plus 1 must be less than or equals to m minus 1, and j plus 1 must be less than or equals to n minus 1. Again increment the count plus plus. Okay, so see here. So we will verify all these conditions, and when the conditions are true, means when mine exists in the neighbor cell, count will be incremented. Okay, so now you will be having final count value in your hand, right? Now you will be having final count value in your hand. So what will we do? We will just assign that value b of ij is equals to the corresponding count value. Okay, so this is if condition. If you see here, this if is ended here. That if says a of ij is not equals to star. Okay, so that is ended here. Now you have to write the corresponding else, which means that is equals to star. If that is equals to star, you have to put a of ij equals to star. You have to keep stars as it is, right? Now it is end of the first for loop, I mean inner for loop. This is end of the outer for loop. Okay, now loops were closed. Okay, so your final job is to display b. Your final job is to display b. So let us display b. For I is equal to 0, I less than m minus 1, I plus plus. For j is equal to 0, j less than n minus 1, j plus plus, printf percentage c, because it is that one character, and give some space for each value, comma, b of ij, b of ij. And after displaying one row, let me display the remaining in another row. So printf, let me go to the new line, slashing, and outer for is closed. And here I am going to end the main. This is end of the main. Okay, this is the program written for displaying numbers in the adjacent cells of the stars, I mean in the grid. Okay, right. So what output you will get here for this? Okay, so what output you will get for this? So you will get it like this. For the first one, we are verifying whether it is a star or not. If it is a star, we will put star as it is. And here the second value, it is not star. Then we will check for the upper three values. Okay, so those are above the minimum row size, minimum row index 0. So we should not consider it. Now we will do it. We will compare the left side value. It is a star. So counter value will be count. Let me take here. Counter value will be 1. Then I'll check the right side. It is minus. It is not star. So counter will not be incremented. Then I'll check this. This is also minus. So I will not increment the count. Then I'll check this. This is also minus. Count will be 1 only. I'll check this. This is a star. Then I'll increment the count to 2. Now I will assign that count to b. That will be displayed here too. Right? For this the number of adjacent cells is 1, so adjacent stars is 1, so 1 will be displayed. For this 1 will be displayed, and for this 1, and for this 3, 1 2 3, so 3, and for this star as it is, and here 1 star as it is, 2 1, and in this row all are ones, 1 1 1 1. This would be the output for your input. Okay, so please check this program and execute it in your computer. If you have any doubts, or if your program is not executed correctly, please mark me a comment. I'll reply. Thank you.